So here we have a fairly typical 20-year-old 80% furnace. We can judge that it's 80% by the style, the metal flue, and the age. And frankly, you can do the math by looking at the label. So a few things about the components here. We have combustion air, which somebody actually labeled. You'll never see that again. There's two parts to that, a low tube and a high tube. And when we come up to the high tube, what do you know? Somebody has plugged it, which is wrong, and that is a write-up to be fixed. So among our parts here, we have the inducer right here. This whole thing, this is the induction fan with the induction fan cover back here. Pressure switch. We have a thermal switch. This one's a resettable one. You can see the little red button at the top there, which tells us that it's resettable. Don't press the button. Over here, we have the hot surface igniter. Over here, you can see that little wire there. That is the flame rod. You never touch either the hot surface igniter or the flame rod, because the oils in your finger can create hot spots and cause them to burn out. This is the gas regulator here. And up here is our limit switch on the heat exchanger. Sometimes there's several thermal limit switches, and sometimes there's several thermal switches also on systems. Down here we have the blower, and this is the IFC, integrated furnace control. Inside here is just a looks like a circuit board, and usually these are exposed. This one happens to have a cover on it. Over here is the blower door safety switch. Over here is the main switch. This one just happens to be on the furnace. They're often up in the ceiling. And then down here is the filter, and this wire is the filter hold down, which we always look for some system to hold the filter in place. So let us see if we can get this one turned on. I'll put the blower door back on, hopefully. And we'll see if it comes on. So there we see the inducer, the induction fan kicking on. That's the first thing that comes on. So when the thermostat tells the furnace it wants heat, it sends a signal to the IFC, which is down here in our blower compartment, which tells the inducer to kick on. The inducer starts collecting combustion gases that are in the heat exchanger and introducing them into the bottom of the flue, where this doesn't push them out. That's why it's called an induction fan, because it's only introducing the combustion gases into here, where they rise out by, well, gravity, hot air rising. So now the pressure switch is waiting for enough vacuum to be created here. Usually takes 40 seconds or so to tell the pressure switch that we have sufficient collection of the gases to start, which we do. You see the hot surface igniter glowing. The flame has come on. It goes across all the ports here. The flame rod is in the flame, and that tells the IFC that we have good flame. And now the limit switch up here is waiting for the heat exchanger to get warm enough to tell the IFC to turn the blower on, which will start sending air through the house. So we'll hear the blower turn on here in a moment. Here. And since we didn't have any big flame rollout, our thermal switch right in here didn't send a shut-off signal to the IFC telling it to turn on. So when the blower comes on, Air will start going through. It's shut down. The flame goes off. The blower keeps going to get as much heat out of the heat exchanger as it can for efficiency reasons. The induction fan continues to operate for another 30-40 seconds to get the last of the combustion gases out, and then the furnace goes quiet until the thermostat tells it it needs heat again. That's basically the function. A couple of more notes about this particular unit. You see a label here saying it's been converted to LP gas. The installer added another label down here, so this guy was really good. Conversions to LP must be noted on the furnace. And then down here, we actually have an LP gas alarm and shutoff, which has been unplugged in this case, but they're not required, but they're a good idea. And when these are hooked up, if they sniff a LP leak, it will send a signal to a solenoid on the gas line to shut off the gas to the furnace, and then an alarm goes off to tell the occupant that there's been an LP gas leak. And that is our basic furnace function.